What's going on, guys? Welcome back to MLB The Show 24 franchise with the Cincinnati Reds. Last time we wrapped up the regular season here in 2024 with a pretty fun win over the division rival Cubs. The playoff race was already set at that point. Um, and yeah, we are locked into the fifth seed, and a series against the Philadelphia Phillies is awaiting us. Much would have rather played the St. Louis Cardinals just because of the familiarity, and they're not as good of a team. But you know, it is what it is. Not going to complain with making the postseason. So there's the bracket for you, real quick. We can go over the standings. Everyone in the Central is pretty good outside the Brewers. NL West, Padres were kind of surprisingly bad, but I guess really they're not as good as maybe I think they are. Diamondbacks, after making the World Series last year, don't make it at 2 games below 500. Rockies weren't good, as you'd expect. In the NL East, the Mets, disappointing again. The Marlins and Nationals, not good. I don't really think you'd expect them to be, really. The Marlins in real life are 0-9, so. And then in the AL West, the Mariners have a great year. The Rangers also missed the postseason, so both the World Series participants from last year both missed the postseason. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but in this universe, it does. The Angels bad again. Poor Mike Trout. The Athletics not good. Twins dominated the American League Central and had the best record in the AL. Tigers were middle of the road. Royals not good. Guardians not good. White Sox terrible. Worst record in baseball. Yankees win the AL East. Orioles right there. Blue Jays. So three playoff teams in the AL East. The Rays not as good as they usually are, and the Red Sox not good as you'd expect. Real quick, going over the awards. Otani wins the MVP in the NL. In the AL is Yordan Alvarez. The numbers speak for themselves. Otani also gets the pitching side of things too. So 14-9, 200 innings pitched. ERA's not high, but a little bit of an increase as opposed to his years with the Angels. But still, the hitting, he absolutely raked. 48 homers, 137 ribbies. Yeah, just a crazy, crazy player. And then Jordan, obviously 56 homers to lead the league and 137 RBIs. Judge had more RBIs, but the batting average and the extra two amount of home runs, I think, won that for Alvarez. Garrett Cole, he actually kind of had some bad outings over the second half, but still a crazy good year. 2.2 ERA, 20 wins, 209 strikeouts. Easy pick for the NL. And then Blake Snell, after being signed kind of last minute by the Giants before the start of the pseudo opening day on March 20th, wins the Cy Young for the playoff San Francisco Giants. So surprise Hunter Green is up here. I know, or Nick Lodolo even, but I know there's definitely bias towards that. But I thought they'd be close to the top three. But I wish they would expand this to like five or something just to see who's up there. But anyway, DeGrom and Christian Javier up there for the AL. Nico Horner easily wins the batting title. Kind of went over him the last part. And Jordan Alvarez, both of them bat 340, which is kind of cool to see both the batting title guys with the same average. Juan Soto, Julian had a big year for the Twins. Jose Leclerc wins reliever of the year, .54 ERA. That is nuts. One blown save, so yeah, deserving there. Camilo Doval for the Giants wins it. I thought maybe Evan Phillips would, just because he had the most saves all year, but Doval did have almost an entire point of ERA lower than, or an entire run less on his ERA than Phillips, so that factored into it. Rookie of the year, Yamamoto, the $325 million international free agent, wins it in the NL. Jung-Ho Lee, I think, is honestly more deserving because, I mean, Yamamoto has the wins and the sub-4 ERA, but I don't know. I thought Jung-Ho Lee should get it, but he's right there, number two. So both the international free agent signings, or at least the big ones, did well. We'll look how Shota Imanaga did. Evan Carter for the Rangers wins it. Shauna Will right there with a 300 batting average. And then Gabriel Gonzalez, who I think was kind of a later call-up. He played 97 games, gets the third place there. Hank Aaron, essentially the same as the MVP, honestly. And then Gold Gloves, we didn't win any. We had some guys that were close. McLean was close at second base, and Friedel was close in center field. So that's it for the awards real quick, just because I'm curious, how did Sho Imanaga do? Not terrible, 8-13 with a 4.20 ERA, nice. Didn't strike out a ton of guys, so he was all right, 2.1 WAR, so not bad for the Cubs there. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the playoff series. So us and the Astros play today. The Astros take game 1 against Baltimore. Real quick, the playoff roster is very similar. Tony Kemp's not up. I opted to go with Nick Martini over Tony Kemp, which I know kind of limits our positional flexibility, but you're really not going to run into a whole lot of cases where guys are tired in the playoffs, so you don't really have to finagle lineups too much. So I went just with the better bat with Martini. And then Benson, I'm going to have Noelvi Marte starting, so he's going to come off the bench. Good pinch hit bat if we need it. And then Stuart Fairchild's up for defense and the ability to play against lefties. So Marte, I've kind of talked about how I expect him to be our everyday third baseman next year, so kind of fitting into that role now to start the playoffs. Jonathan India will platoon, and then Benson, Melee, and Martini off the bench. So that is the lineup and the rotation. Similar, I just moved Green and Lodolo up 2 spots. Frankie Montas will be in the middle now. Hunter Green established himself as the best guy throughout the year, so we're going to go with him to start. We are going to Philly, and it is raining, so very nice. So let's go ahead and get the postseason started. Again, don't really know what to expect in this series. Could very much see us losing, but who knows? It will be certainly a challenge, because that Phillies lineup is just very, very solid top to bottom. And the pitching isn't terrible either, with guys like Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez. I think Andrew Painter's up for them this year, even though he's hurt in real life, but I think he's in their rotation in this game. But we get the cool little postseason intro. I don't even remember what it was like in MLB The Show 23, so can't even compare and contrast, but it says 24 on the plate. I've said this multiple times, but I wonder if that will change based on the actual year we're in. I feel like it will, because they do a good job in franchise, like when they have, you see how there's the postseason decoration on the foul territory in the infield there, and like opening day it'll say opening day 24, but then as the years go on it does actually change the year, so I wonder if it'll be the same with stuff like that.
Is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
That's a cool little shot there.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about ready.
We got Zach Wheeler on the mound to start.
This one, Zach Wheeler. What's the word on him?
Pretty solid year for him.
And he sets it up so nicely because of the velocity on the
see if we can do anything against him. Swing on this on the first pitch.
All about him. You get into the later innings of the ball game, and the velocity seems to go up.
Oof, late on it, yeah.
Boom. Settles
That thing came over right on the middle of the plate, but I just did not time it up at all.
Here's David Bell's lineup for the Cincinnati
There's
Reds.
our lineup.
We're looking at a
Ninth
really
in the NL in
young
home runs
lineup
this
here,
year.
so not much experience, but it
So
also means they're
looking
going to
to
bring a
improve
lot
that
of
number
energy to the table
over
most
the years
games.
as some of our guys develop and improve the vision.
They're getting up to the majors. They're dominating from a young age, bringing home plenty of hardware early in their careers. I mean, before they even get to free agency. So, when you consider all of that,
Matt McLean's second on our team in home runs this year with 28. So
every day, day in and day out.
Definitely look to him to be kind of that fringe 30 home run guy in the future.
And takes low for ball 1.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
One down, base is empty.
Oh, I don't know what I was swinging at, but that thing was nasty. Jeez.
Third strike. Now it's the second baseman, Spencer Steer. There's a strike up high.
Yeah, Wheeler looks like he's going to have his best stuff today. He's got the nasty off-speed breaking stuff, but he's painting the fastball right now. Pretty good contact here on a sweeping curve, but it'll be a routine fly ball.
And that's the third out. Back here, Citizens Bank
Hunter Green, almost 200 innings pitched. He did have 222 strikeouts and a 2.9 ERA, but certainly going to be a challenge to keep this Phillies lineup under control. Again, like I said, top to bottom, they are pretty stacked. It's not really one weak spot. I mean, and well, what better indication of that than a leadoff home run by Trey Turner? So, not really a great omen for this series. That thing was freaking crushed. And so a leadoff homer for Trey Turner. And not getting the call there on a fastball away. Barely missed. And a bunt attempt, interesting.
This is a hitter who takes his game to another level, playing at night.
Headed down the line, and that will drop foul. The pitch.
Fouled off.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
That one's ripped pretty good in the right field. He should be there. Fraley got it. But back-to-back at-bats where one went for a home run and Brandon Marsh got a pretty good piece of that one. Now we got Bryce Harper. Fouls off a fastball. Go back to the high and in fastball. Well, hopefully it doesn't burn me. He squared that one up just way in front of it.
That one not close. Yeah, the count 1-2.
Oh, change up, not exactly where I wanted it. It went right over the middle of the plate. And Harper's going to have a one-out double here. I guess something I forgot to mention, as you saw there, TJ Friedl is playing left field. I have Matt McLean playing center. Kind of a preview of what I think the lineup will look like, or the defensive positioning will look like next year. McLean is a great utility guy. He's got the better speed, and his fielding ratings are pretty much exactly the same as TJ Friedl, so we'll be able to move Friedl to a corner outfield, and then McLean will be in center, because again, I've kind of talked about this before. Our outfield play was not exactly the best, as we get Castellanos to strike out there in terms of like reaction times and stuff, and just, you know, speed at times was a little lacking to cover ground. Even though TJ Friedl was third in Gold Glove voting for center field, I'd rather have him play a corner outfield. Obviously, Pete Crow Armstrong's the center fielder of the future, but we'll kick Steer over to second. His fielding ratings aren't great, even though he plays left field in real life. Rip this one to left, and it sits. Okay, I thought they'd be able to get to that, but it looks like wasn't a ton of urgency out there in left field. But usually second base, obviously this doesn't apply to everybody in baseball, but second base in your infield is usually the weakest fielder, especially out of the two middle infield. You'd rather have a stud at shortstop than second base with the gloves. So I felt like putting Steer at second, because he does have decent speed and his fielding ratings aren't horrible, but I feel like I'd rather have him there than in the outfield, because I just had too many instances this year, as we get a favorable call there, where guys just didn't have good reaction time and they would not get to fly balls that we would normally you know, good fielders would usually get to. So kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. And we get the postseason series to kind of see what it will look like.
Next pitch is downstairs.
An 0-2 to full here against Wheeler.
Out there to center, sizing this one up.
And a routine fly ball into center field for Rojas.
And there's one down.
That'll bring up Ellie.
For the Reds, Ellie De La Cruz.
1-on, 1 away.
And that one is lifted in the air. Marsh moves under it.
Pretty good swing on it, but just didn't have the carry for it. 2 gone now.
Jonathan India at the plate.
Now Jonathan India, who, like I said, I don't know if we'll face a lefty in this series, but going into next year, he's going to start. He's still going to play the majority of games because he'll be in their lineup against righties, but he's going to start transitioning to more of a platoon role because, unfortunately, again, with the depth we have, not depth, depth, and he lines out to Harper at first, but with the depth we have in the middle infield, he's going to start to lose some playing time. Just kind of how it is. But for now, he's still going to be a prominent part in the lineup. But we're slowly starting to phase him out a little bit in favor of, you know, guys like Noel Marte. But I don't have any plans to get rid of him over the offseason. I thought maybe it would be a good opportunity to move him this offseason, but I've kind of talked about my offseason plans a little bit. And I kind of just want to keep building with what we got. So I'm not really looking at a high-profile free agent signing where we would have to move him to free up a spot in the lineup. But again, we'll see how that goes once we get there. For now, we got to try to come back and beat the Phillies here in their home ballpark. Get a good 1-2-3 inning here in the second. So no leadoff homers this time.
Back here in Philadelphia, and now Noel Marte.
I actually have the actual Reds playing right now. Just in the background, they're playing the Mets, and they're down 3-1. So similar to the real life Reds, we got to try to rally here. This one popped into right field. No problem for Castellanos. So I was kind of thinking about how I want to have this series work. So obviously we'll record, again, I've kind of mentioned this a little bit, but game 1 of playoff series we'll record in full. And then after that, we'll probably just do the closeout games. So whether that's, you know, us on the brink of elimination. So for instance, like if we lose this game, I'm not going to record game 2 in full, even though it is, you know, an elimination game. What I'll do is I'll just record highlights from it, and then if we lose, the next video will be off season. If we were to lose this game but then win the next one, we'll do a recording of game 3 because that is like a true win or go home for both teams, so we want to highlight that a little bit more. But you know, we'll see how the series plays out. 1-2-3 here in the 9th.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning.
9-1-2 due up for the Phillies here in the 3rd. This is ripped into center field. McClain, no problem.
And there's one away. So the batting order turns.
All right, Trey Turner, who homered on us to lead off the Phillies offense. It'll pop up this time, though.
Yeah, there's 2 away. 2 outs.
Now Brandon Marsh, who also roped one into right field, but we're able to get there.
Offering and it just misses. 2 outs, base is empty.
That's going to go just foul, thankfully.
That one's in there.
Looks at a 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Away, strike 2, 1-2 pitch.
Just missed.
Just missing up high.
Ground ball left
Ground ball
side.
for Marte. Another
Into
1-2-3 inning.
Gabriel's
So
glove, and the Phillies are set.
kind of settling in here. We're going to have to face the heart of their order in the fourth, which is obviously a little intimidating, but
There's a swing and a miss.
we got 2, 3, 4 up due as well. So can we get something going here?
It's not going to be easy, but they have the lead at home in game one. That brings the anxiety down a few notches.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Not even close there. And that is ball 1.
Jam shot, foul. And we strike out. Might have been early on that.
Very frustrating right there.
Really
As
tell.
a speedy potential base
Nope,
runner
he had good
with
timing, just swung
two
over the top
strikes,
of
you just
it.
struggle to put the ball in play. You don't even have to get a hit at that point. You can.
And he can't come up with
And Spencer Steer's just jogging. I don't know why.
That's the second out.
I hate when the computer does that. Like, would he have been out even if he was sprinting? Yeah, probably, but it would at least been a bang bang play, you know. He just started jogging there halfway down the line. And just didn't have a chance. Swing over top of a changeup here, or not changeup, sinker, and threw a fastball. So we are kind of all out of whack here offensively. Jamer has the only hit for us, and he strikes out. Beautiful sinker. He just made quick work of the heart of our order, and now we got to face the heart of theirs. Still a 1-0 game.
And leading off the bottom of the fourth, Bryce Harper. That catches the top part of the zone. Strike 1. Harper in his 13th season, a member of the 1,000 hit club. And he's
Jeez,
one of
Harper,
the few
13 years,
two-time
man. That shit
MVPs
makes
in
me
the
feel
league.
old, bro. I remember when he was coming out of high school.
It feels like we might be
Well, I would
heading
have
towards a
been
rain delay if the weather
10
doesn't
or
ease
11
up,
years
Chris.
old at that time.
The umpire and crew are going to pay
I was
attention
13
to how
years
the
old.
weather is impacting this game, and the moment it
I
becomes
guess
dangerous,
he
I
would have
think, is
came
the
out
moment
earlier.
we'll
He's
be
13
forced
years
to
in the
take
majors. I don't remember how long he was in the minors for, but when he came out of high school, I was probably
And he walked him.
9 or 10. And don't get the call there.
has been something
Tough way to get a leadoff walk. Should have been a strikeout, but again, unable to get the call. Now Kyle Schwarber, big power bat, was second in NL MVP voting. Certainly helps when the top of your order gets on base as much as the Phillies does.
And a foul ball. Harper aboard here at first with nobody out. And that one almost got him.
Kind of dust him off a little bit with the fastball. And we give him a strikeout. So that's a big out number 1 there to dance around his power a little bit. Only our second strikeout here in the 4th inning. Now Castellanos, it doesn't necessarily get any easier. Silver Slugger in 2021 with the Reds.
That's downstairs and
And a
outside.
couple
We haven't seen a break in the
close
weather,
pitches,
and the
but
umpires might be
not
forced
able to
to
get
make
the
a
calls.
decision soon.
And we get a
I
pop
think
up
so,
here.
Boog. I mean, everyone looking and wondering when they're going to stop play. It definitely feels
So after the
close.
leadoff walk, we're able to get through 2 really good power hitters, but still 1 more here, JT Real Muto. Like I said, the Phillies lineup 1 through 9, there's threats everywhere, so
I think he got locked up a little bit.
can't really relax. But breeze through them. That was an ugly, ugly swing by Real Muto. Go to the 5th, still down 1-0 here in game 1 of the NL wild card. Of course, the wild card's no longer one game winner go home.
Happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just 1 base runner to this point.
Best 2 out of 3
not
now.
exactly early anymore.
Rip one into center field, but that's going to be right at him.
It just hasn't happened for him yet.
Caught 101 off the bat, but unable to make it into the gap.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Late on the high heat there.
Next offering is in for a strike.
That one froze me.
Vocal the umpire is today. No doubt. In the hitter's mind, catcher's mind, and even the pitcher's mind as to the conviction in the call.
2-2.
The Phillies leading by a run here in game 1. Good eye right
Full
there.
count now for Ellie. Oof, right down the middle. Felt like we had decent timing on that. Just fouled off a little bit early on it.
Pitch. Fouls it
Foul
back
off
with
another
2
one, so
strikes.
staying alive.
And the pitch. And there's ball 4.
And we
Wasn't
walk,
easy,
so
but he earned that walk after a long
do we
at-bat.
run against JT Real Muto, though? I don't think so. 97 arm strength, and Wheeler throws pretty fast, so despite Ellie's speed and good steal rating, I think I'm just going to hold him at first base.
Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boo.
Quick pitch kind of threw my timing off a little bit there, just late on a fastball down the middle.
Next offering is down
Close
low.
on a sinker, but ball
I don't
one.
know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Wheeler with a throw over.
Throws
De La
over,
Cruz
so
back in standing.
Base runner
Only
with
got
a
one
one-way
pickoff
lead
move
right
left,
there. All he's
but
trying to
again,
do
I'm
is
not
get a
really
look at the pitcher's
looking to
move.
go.
Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
I just don't like our
Swing and a miss, and he got him. 2 gone.
And India strikes out on a cutter.
He's using the whole
I think we're out
field.
front
He's
on
out
that
front
one.
there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back
Yeah,
on track.
a little bit
Good
early.
pitch for the strikeout.
Now the third baseman, Noel V. Marte.
Tried to wait back on it and shoot it into right field, but too late on it. And foul ball, strike one here. Noelvi came up, and outside of that last game that we played against the Cubs, hit very well. Proved that he is ready to be the everyday guy at third base.
That one almost got him.
Just avoids getting
Tying
hit
run
there.
is at first. You're in game 1 of this 3-game set.
That sinker totally fooled me.
He continues to.
So we get a walk for Ellie De La Cruz, but unable to do anything with it. Still only one hit in the game,
Foul ball there.
but they also only have, what, 2 hits. So outside of the Trey Turner homer, they haven't,
Swing and a miss.
you know, this
Cheese on that one.
vaunted Phillies lineup hasn't done much. Of course, I
And
probably
that
just jinxed it
just
there.
misses.
And don't give a call on a high
And now
fastball.
it's 1-2. And another ball.
Doesn't bite on a slider outside. That was
Spoils
off
that one, and it
fastball.
remains 2-2. And here it comes. That misses, and that's ball
0-2 to
3.
full here against Bohm. And we get him with the heater down the middle.
Blasted it right past him.
One
Not the
gone.
best location
Fourth
with the
strikeout.
fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you get away with some of those, more margin for error.
Bryson
The fastball
Stott.
becomes such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis.
Bryson Stott in the series that the Reds played against the Phillies last week. I kept putting parlays together, and I would have him to record a hit in 2 of the 3 games
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
in the Reds series. I had him in my parlay, and everything else hit except Bryson Stott to get a hit. So, yeah,
Swings and
fuck
misses.
you.
It's a
Cost me
strikeout.
$5.
Some high cheese
Well,
for
$5
strike
twice, so
three.
That kind of
$10.
velocity and elevated
Dick.
fastball, even
Deserve
if
a
it's
strikeout.
still in the
Johan
strike zone, can be
Rosas.
tough for hitters to get on top of.
Rojas
Rojas
up
takes
now.
the ball as he stands in for the second time. Fastball for a strike. And a count 1-1.
He's controlling things out there on the mound, not messing around at all. He's been in attack mode
Right.
since the very
2
start.
on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. I'm just going to keep throwing Rojas the fastball. He's really,
Next offering upstairs.
see his hitting
Tough take
ratings.
right
I mean, he's got 70 contact. I was going to say he's really not the most imposing threat with the bat, but still good contact. So, you know, what I've been saying about this lineup holds true.
pitch.
1 through 9, they got guys that can hit. So,
And
And of course, I'm like, oh, he's the least threatening guy. And gets a brute single on us to flip the lineup over. For Trey Turner, who has been the sole source of their offense in this one. Ooh, that fastball went right over the middle. Don't like that. But McClain's able to get there.
So we take a break. And one, they lead it 1-0. All set for the top of the 6th. And here's the catcher, Tyler Stevenson. First pitch, and he
Tyler Stevenson will lead off. Big ratings boost for him this year. Kind of surprising because for 90% of the year he was hitting below 200, but had a good run in AAA. So hopefully next year. He did end the year well in late August, and pretty much the whole month of September was good for him. So hopefully we can keep that going for him. But we strike out with him here in the postseason. So Wheeler is making me look a fool right now. I only got 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. So, jeez, man, what am I swinging at?
Base is empty, 1 away, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
Foul off. 0-2.
And there's a ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
All right, stay alive.
1 down, base is empty. Stays alive.
I wanted to hold off, and my finger just.
Definitely made a chase a little bit out of his zone right there. I don't think that's a strike if he takes it. Pretty textbook.
Yep, that wouldn't have been a strike if I took it. Thank you for reminding me.
And then force him to chase your pitch where he doesn't have much of a chance to do any damage.
McClain at the plate with 2 away, swings through that one.
Gosh dang, man. I know I had that one timed up. Yeah.
Fastball out of the hand looks so good, and
We're
then
just
by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
foul off a fastball. I'm not going to start complaining about the whole timing stuff again. I'll just sound like a broken record. But
Pitch misses.
it's not doing us any favors right here with this at bat, at least.
Gets a piece and stays alive.
Oh, sit.
Stop makes the grab.
Thought maybe we would get a little bloop single there, but not to be 7 or 6 shutout innings. 6. Top 6 here, or bottom 6. Holy crap, I can't freaking put coherent sentences together right now. I am trying my best, I promise. Just because I don't really expect to win this series doesn't mean I'm not going to try. I'm trying my best here, and I'm just not putting hits together. And they get another bloop single in the center, so they set up the heart of their order with a pretty good runner at first. Don't like that location, game. There we go, that's what I like it.
Quickly in an 0-2 count, you've got to figure out a way to shorten your path to the baseball. Put it in place somewhere.
Oh, come on. That's just a... Oh, come on, Fraley. That's... Shouldn't be a run, but... Oh, man, that's a bad beat right there. Good piece of hitting there by Harper. Just barely keeps it fair. We do get a pop-up from Schwarber. And then Fraley unable to cut it off. Because not only would that have prevented Marsh from scoring, but it would have kept Harper at first. So we at least had double play set up, but you know, I guess hindsight's 20/20. Who knows what could have happened.
That's way back.
Alright, if we can keep it to a 2-run game, that would obviously be awesome. Now, with the way I've been hitting, are we going to score even 1 run? Doesn't look like it, but all right, we get the strike out of Real Muto. So a good outing from Hunter Green. Obviously the leadoff homer from Turner, and then kind of some bad luck there against Harper, but pretty good start. Bohm absolutely crushes lefties, so we're not bringing in a lefty, but definitely want to bring someone in. Let's go TJ Antone. I don't know what Hunter's stamina is at right now, so I'll have to double check on that, but
Right through there for a strike. It's no
kind of
secret
just
teams
froze
need
me.
strong starting pitching to win in the postseason. Your game one starter can set the tone for the series, and it feels like that's what's happening tonight. She really delivered for her team by going deep into this game.
Now 1-1. Some bullpen action for Philadelphia. Jeff Hoffman up and loosening in the pen. Dominguez also throwing. Wouldn't chase that time.
2-1 here to Spencer Steer.
Close one. Doesn't
All right, we
get
get the favorable call there.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
On the right
Good
side.
pitch to hit, just right at Stott at second
That's
base.
the first out, the top of the 7th. Now batting Jamer Candelario. 1 for 2. And ball 1.
Jamer's got our only hit so far. It was definitely our offensive MVP this year too.
Painting the corners, working on the edges and changing
Man, that cutter's speed really fooled me there. Thought that was coming in way faster.
One down, base is empty.
But no.
Liner
Roped
snagged at
right
first.
to Harper.
Man, that could have been a big swing in
Yeah,
this
I don't.
game. She's done
It
one
is just
really
not
unfortunate
my
time
night
right there.
in this game so far. Man, popped up
left side.
just
Turner
late
should
on
have
it. Had I timed it up, would something good happen?
Makes
I
the
don't know,
play,
but
and it's out number 3.
7th inning stretch, and we still only have one hit.
And now
Hunter
it's
has
Alec
thrown
Bohm.
75 pitches, so we can keep him out there.
And the
in
right-hander back to
7th.
work. That pitch gets the inside corner.
Beautiful pitch
And it's
there.
a
Why,
1-1.
can we just do that every time? Let's do it again, right here. One more.
Just
Okay.
missed.
A little bit up, but I'd rather you miss like that than right over the middle, so I'll take it. Probably starting to lose his command a little bit, so should probably look to take him out. Maybe even after this batter.
This one in the air, center field.
I'll keep him in.
McLean under this one.
McLean,
Makes
no
the
problem.
catch. One down. And
Okay, I have TJ up. I'm going to warm up Sam Mole just so that we have a lefty and a righty up based on matchup circumstances.
And first offering is fouled off. The wind
If
of
we
the
can
pitch.
get through the 7th here with Hunter Green, not just
In the air, right
you
field.
know,
Fraley should have it.
for his
And there's 2 down.
statistical purposes, but also to just save our bullpen for some of the other games in this series, that would be pretty nice.
Johan Rojas now at the plate.
We'll see how it shapes up here. Rojas got a bloop single off us the last time.
Rips one to right.
And just gets fouled. That hit right down the middle.
2 down, nobody on.
A little late on it. And we strike him out. So 7 strong. That's definitely going to be Hunter's last batter. 7 strong from Hunter Green, but just not able to provide the run support for him. Turner does slightly hit lefties a little bit better, but both sides are pretty even. So I'll bring in Sam Mole so that we have the lefty against Brandon Marsh and Bryce Harper. Hopefully we can set them down in order, but we shall see.
And there's the strike.
Swinging and miss, have fastball
Attacking hitters
early
in
on
bats.
it.
He's thrown strikes on the first pitch to over 70% of the guys he's faced in this one.
Puts it in the air.
That's
out
hit
towards
pretty
left
well in the
center.
left,
Marsh
but
moves
not
under
nearly
it.
enough carry on it.
Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's 1 down. And now the designated hitter for the Reds, Jonathan India.
Jonathan India.
And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1.
Yeah, I had that timed up. Should have just let it go. There we go. There's some solid contact. Thankfully, doesn't hang in the air. We get a base hit. So our second hit of the game here comes with one away in the 8th inning by Jonathan India. Can we build off that? We shall see.
And that one fouled
Way
off.
late, yeah.
Now, these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
Good pitch.
Down 0-2 as he swings through it.
That cutter just comes in so much slower than the fastball. It just throws me off.
Tying run at the plate. And he chases that one.
What am I doing,
And
man?
now 2 gone. And Chris, that's a way to
He is
neutralize
toying
his
with me,
speed,
man.
keeping him off base.
2 hits, 8 strikeouts now. 9, sorry. Just blows a fastball high up out of the zone right past me.
Get him out of there and deal with the next
Way
guy.
early on that.
Stevenson now at the plate as he swings through strike 1.
So far, this guy's been able to tease the strike zone, gets those swings and misses. Somebody's going to have to shorten up.
All right, I'm able to take a pitch here. That's good.
Work in the zone a little more.
Well, I guess that worst case scenario, we got the top of the order in the 9th, so
The
but who knows?
run at the plate.
Tyler
This one
Stevenson
chopped
homer
to the
here, tied
ground,
up.
but foul.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Here's a 1-2. And another ball. The pitch. Stevenson
Okay.
tries to hold
I said I
up
didn't.
until the first.
I didn't
No
think
swing.
I swung, but
The tying
that
run
was
at the plate,
that was
and we're at the
literally
top of the 8th.
50-50. Get a head start here for Jonathan. So, oh my gosh, dude!
Strikes for the 3rd
Hat
straight
trick for
inning.
Stevenson. That thing
Back now to
broke
pitcher
so
on the mound
late
as we
over the
roll
zone.
into the bottom of the 8th.
Way too late.
Sam Moll.
Reacting.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep
Trey
the
Turner
score
was making me nervous. I just had a bad feeling about what he was going to do. So we get him out in the first pitch, which is good. If we want to have any shot of a, you know, not miraculous, but very unlikely comeback here, we got to keep it within 2 runs. Pop up here to Ellie, so 2 harmless outs to start, but of course Harper already has 2 doubles on us in this, including an RBI, and he's walked, so we haven't been able to get him out yet. But there's a first time for everything. Can we get him out here with Sam Moll? We do. All right, so we breeze through the top of their order. I can't remember who their closer is, if it's Alvarado or Sir Anthony Dominguez. Well, they're going to keep Wheeler in, but just out of curiosity. Oh, can you not see the... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Alvarado. They have both of them up, so who knows. But Alvarado is listed as their closer, so... The fat boy. Well, Wheeler will stay in, but I'd imagine if we're able to manufacture a base runner, they'll probably switch him out as soon as that happens.
That's why he's still in the game here in the 9th inning.
I'm just like, I'm nervous to swing because like he's just been fooling me all game.
I wonder if he's going to be able to close it out. It's just something about that 9th inning. But being at under 100 pitches, he's still got plenty of fuel left in the tank.
That one missing inside.
I will gladly take a leadoff walk if you're willing to give me it. Would that have been a ball if I didn't swing? Who knows? 50-50, but full count. I was just so dead set with trying to work a walk, it just froze me. Thought maybe we could get it inside, but not to be, I guess.
Over the inside part of the plate. Tell you what, you are baffled expecting that to almost hit you and then end up as
definitely losing a lot of his velocity, but we're just not putting good swings together. I don't know.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Man, he is just dialed in right now. Every pitch thrown with so much conviction.
And 1-2.
Well, just very efficient out there on the mound. I mean, just a great outing. He's just now getting to 100 pitches.
Oh, okay, there we go.
You can touch 'em all, baseball man.
It ain't over yet. Phillies first postseason home run hit here by Matt McClain, 400 feet exactly. Turned on an inside fastball.
Are you kidding me? How did he do that?
Don't act so amazed. Trey Turner literally led off the game with a home run, but I don't know if you can hear that, but he was like, how are you able to hit one out in this weather? Like, literally, they did it on their first fucking batter. They bring in Alvarado here. I don't care to see the fat man's entrance. Steer does hit lefties very well. 98 contacts, 74 power. So, not that I'm expecting a homer, but if you can find a way to get him on base for Jamer, and then we would need to get a runner in scoring position for Fraley to have any shot, so that his clutch rating takes over for his contact, because his contact against lefties is in the 20s, so can't rely on that.
Let the pitcher walk you if he will.
Swing and a high fly ball to left.
Not quite enough on it. Fuck.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there.
It didn't look terrible coming off the bat, so I had a little bit of hope, but just not to be.
Up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Get through, get through. Oh, Turner with the range. Man, what a play. What a play. Any other shortstop that doesn't have 99 speed, that's through, and we're still in it. But great play by Trey Turner. Can't be too mad at that. Dropped game one. That's tough. Just too little, too late, and I was just getting schooled by Zach Wheeler. Put up a fight, though, there in the last inning, but now we got to win 2 in a row in Philly
Yeah, it was a low
to have any hope of. Why is the commentary still continuing here in the menu? Yeah, we got to win two in a row on the road now. I'm going to go ahead, just kind of see. So San Francisco beat St. Louis. I really wish we were playing them instead. Houston beat Baltimore. I think that was the end of that series. And the Yankees let up 16 hits. Very high-scoring game there against the divisional opponents. So, yeah, Houston moves on to face Minnesota. And then we obviously need to win this game to stay alive. I'm not going to record it. If we are able to win this game, I will make a video on Game 3 because it is a winner-go-home for both teams. But in this case, I will just do quick highlights. So next video will either be Game 3 against the Phillies or it'll be the offseason. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that'll do it for this part. Obviously, not a good showing in our postseason debut, but, you know, good pitcher, bad weather, and we had some bad luck in there too. But, yeah, I'll try to keep this series alive, but if not, we'll try to, you know, run it back for next year. But, again, I don't really like my chances. It's a good team, but I will try my best, all right? So next time it'll either be the start of the offseason or it'll be a winner-go-home game against the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys then. Goodbye.